afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacast with me, your host, Imperial Dane, Master Propaganda here off-site, Defender of the Fatherland. We're off here to a 1 vs 1 on Langraskaya. Between the south, we got AustralianMagic fighting for Deutschland. And the 111th Panzer Brigade versus the north, we got Jezerez fighting here for King and Country for the 52nd Infantry Division. We've got here Luftwaffe Ground Forces, Scavenge and Fortifications versus Mobile Assault, Vanguard Operations, and Tactical Support there with infantry bulletins light here on both sides with a single anti-tank gun bulletin there for Jezerez. Noting double section start there versus a Kugelwagen here with Futzes following up there for AustralianMagic. Also note, AustralianMagic is playing incredibly aggressive there versus his opponent. He's actually sort of trying to disrupt his opponent, going for the fuel point here, but going for the munitions, which is actually a pretty common capping path. Those players go here, then here, then here, instead of just sort of grabbing here. So in that sense, AustralianMagic is doing is basically taking advantage of his opponent's camping order, so that way throw him into Jezerez there. Now sort of further having disrupted here, going into the house to further time down this. So that's basically 560 manpower being occupied with, well, 320 plus a bit of Kugelwagen there. But at the same time, now AustralianMagic, I think, might be committing a bit much to, you know, harassing his opponent, at least keeping him occupied there without actually grabbing territory. In fact, he should be sending the full grenadiers up here, use the Kugelwagen then to seize a lot of territory here. So right here, I can't help but feel that's a slight mistake there by AustralianMagic. Slight mistake. In this case, he's using the Kugelwagen to spot a bit, but it's going to have to pull back here very soon. It's not really sort of a viable sort of long-term solution he sort of managed to sort of put himself into. So what initially sort of began sort of a quick, swift sort of off-putting blow there against Jezerez, I think, has slightly resulted in AustralianMagic here overcommitting in the early game. I mean, sure, he's been able to keep Jezerez from grabbing territory. The problem is he's also prevented himself from grabbing territory, which then rather defeats the purpose. Oh, we're doing good, Jürgen. We're doing good. Yeah, but what about our resources? Shut up, Jürgen. You're no fun anymore. Third section on the way there for AustralianMagic in the West Falklands. They're just continuing to seize territory. We've got more Falklands arriving here. So again, he's using the Falklands to seize territory rather than trying to use them to reinforce any sort of movement here. Again, where the Kugelwagen should be the one grabbing all the territory, in which case he probably could have all this taken by now. So yeah, this didn't quite work out. And now we got here a heavy machine gun there, the Vickers water cooled there inside the house. Which is also what? I mean, the Americans also went for a 30 caliber sort of water cooled Browning machine gun there, sort of. Yet, of course, they're currently sort of operating with a 50 caliber, so sort of, well, tripod thing there. But still, pretty standard stuff there. I believe it was also used in World War I, this one. I think they even used to sort of bombard targets with at one point. Interestingly enough. Anyways, Kugelwagen there rolling a bit back. He's just continuing to push towards the west. We've got a man here to sort of cover any direct pushes for the Gulf point. Well played there. We got more folks going to see for AustralianMagic, not say sort of Sturmpioniere or something like that. He could also take up, though he would only go for the battle group headquarters, which is not something I very much recommend at the moment, unless you go for a lot of infantry, which then of course requires a bit of healing to sort of keep going. Sandbags here to help defend the Gulf point. We also got sandbags here actually. A bit of foresight there by Jezerez. Sharp there. I mean, there's not really a lot of heavy cover there, so note also the way he's setting up there. He's basically setting up in the way which, well, AustralianMagic can't use it because there's only light cover on that side. And he can't really utilize it either, so this works out for him, though. In a sense, you'd then figure just put it up here to sort of better cover it, but I guess it actually covers for any assaults here as well. So, I mean, overall there, nice setup with Jezerez again. Thought I'd just highlight that bit. Again, good to sort of, well, preventive sandbagging in the, you know, already hit their sort of future engagement is, you know, a sharp little trick there, and can make sure certain engagements go a lot more in your favour if you're all of a sudden the one with a lot more sort of heavy cover that otherwise is limited to none. So a little nice move there. We got Sapsis to take up there for Jezerez. We got truck there out for AustralianMagic and the 111th Panzer Brigade. The folks are charging forwards. Car 98Ks there blasting away. Kugelwagen flanking here from behind. Reactions and, well, not reactions, sections and Sabs are pulling back. The active gun one here taking heavy damage. So a bit of a blob assault there by AustralianMagic. Not something I'd recommend. Almost gets the section there. Vickers not moving out. They're just actually losing his own troops to there. But there goes section flanking in. Good work there getting to cover. Sabs almost wiped out as well. But there you go. Cover slowly falling apart there. And the section firing in there. Using their cover bonus to do a lot of damage. At the same time, they can push up the car point by Jezerez. Nice move there by Jezerez, even as AustralianMagic is going for the jugular against him. Well, Jezerez turns the tables at the same time. He needs to center victory point as well. And of course, right here, there's a mine in the way, killing half the force there. Sad he did not move the Vickers here. Obviously, he's worried there might happen something there. But at the same time, that rather means here AustralianMagic is now in control of that area. So that rather works out there for AustralianMagic. Section Sappers moving out. Their Kugelwagen falling back, rolling as swiftly away as it can. Fun fact, the Waffen-SS actually preferred the Schwimmwagen over the Kugelwagen due to its amphibious nature, I believe. But a little fun fact there. Mechanized regiment up here for AustralianMagic, so that'll probably be a Lux here, maybe even a Puma. As for Jezerez, we've got no sign of armoured cars or Bofors or anything else there really. Quickly laying down a mine there in cover. Again, we can sort of see that. Hang on. We can see that Jezerez is very much a player that believes in sort of preparing the battlefield ahead of his opponent. Instead of using Bart Wire, he uses mines. But also, again, sandbags sort of set up there to prepare for such an eventuality. There again, he's under attack there. I mean, that's definitely an approach that works out there. I'd also like it then actually also use Bart Wire, because Bart Wire is also, I think, very much sort of a part of such preparations, but it generally tends not to fall in much. Even in this kind of sandbagging and mining, is actually surprisingly rare. Back in the first company, it was more common to see players actually mine the cover. Pioneer still pinned down here, but the Vickers machine gun just laying down bursts of fire there. Sections moving up the west, they're going for the fuel pond there against AustralianMagic. Good work there. Sappers pushed away back here. We got nothing further going on there for Jezerez. No armoured cars, more sappers or a sniper. Not in a 6-pounder gun. In preparation for perhaps an arm. Oh, never mind. 6-pounder on the way there, and AustralianMagic's closing in on either Lux or a Puma. My apologies for the hiccups now. Old fun this stream, isn't it? Oh, not stream, episode. So do of course also stream. Links are in the video description. There's also links to where you can, for example, send me replays. And of course, you do provide details as to where ranked and sort of, you know, who's playing, what's playing. Replays with absolutely nothing being sent besides replay, I'll just ignore. Sorry, but if you're not going to bother me telling anything, I'm not going to bother looking at it. End of story. And of course, there's also links to where you can donate, and they are appreciated, very helpful, so do consider it if you can. Afford it a bit. Links are the Patreon and PayPal. Anyways, just a quick aside there. I'll remember it. Anyways, folks moving up there. Sections moving about a bit. There we got a Lux on the way here for AustralianMagic. Folks moving up and getting the section there. Sturm Pioneer sneaking up with Sturmgewehr and Minesweepers. There goes section taking losses.
Damned enemies trying to take a point from us.
A few nasty hits there against Jezerez. Section there pushed away as well. We've got a Lux on the way there for AustralianMagic. Moving up here for the centre point with the Sappers with a Minesweeper. Obviously worried about mines there from AustralianMagic, since he's sort of himself to be a chap that lays down mines. Vic's moving up there. So it's actually brought up a second-hand machine gun. He's sort of trying to keep AustralianMagic there in control.
Supplies looking a bit squishy.
Looks almost down there. One option we actually try and strike here in the east first, actually. Go for the Vickers, try and force that out, then sort of press up there in the wake of the Lux there, sort of go for the eastern points and harass Jezerez's fuel. But he seems to focus first. Then, of course, could have said just flank about here and go for the CoH point that way. That also works. I'll wait, looks out here. We got the 6-pounder going out, so he delayed that for another Vickers, not feeling he was in any immediate armoured threat. There you go, Lux moving up. Makes them engaged out in the open. Auto cannon fire raking through the crew. Full screen these moving towards the CoH point. Good hits there from the Lux. Need to be careful though very soon. AustralianMagic, of course, also consider maybe a machine gun himself. But again, I think you should try and make an attempt at dislodging the Vickers here. Clearing up again a large part of the front there, and allowing to harass the eastern side much more efficiently, forcing then Jezerez to shift more force towards the east, then leaving the CoH point here more, you know, vulnerable. And that's generally sort of one of the tricks, sort of just playing against the northern play. He wants to try to sort of keep him shifting between here and there a bit more than he's currently doing here. Oh, it's a wonderful trick, but you know, it's one of the few tricks you can sort of pull off here in Langadskaya. I do feel like a map is too small. And shot on the way there for AustralianMagic. That's probably going to be a battle group headquarters here. He doesn't have enough fuel there for Schwer Panzer quarters. I mean, and there's not really much point in going for a truck this early. He's going to go for the Schwer Panzer quarters. That's just manpower, just doing nothing for a large chunk of time. So battle group headquarters most likely. At the same time, not entirely sure if he really has that much in to sort of really make it work. Still no sign of doctrine there from either side as of yet. There we go, battle group headquarters going up there for AustralianMagic. He might want to lay down some sandbags here in front of the Vickers to provide a bit of cover there out in the open. I mean, particularly he's actually positioning roughly in close to negative cover there, so sandbags would be a very good choice there. He's at least healing it, but against sandbags. I mean, placing machine guns behind heavy cover generally does a lot there to increase the survivability in certain situations. But again, seems like here Jezerez is not quite doing anything. I mean, again, he's been, you know, pretty good with sandbagging, so I'm surprised here he's not putting down anything in front of the Vickers, instead just leaving it out in the open. I mean, that for some help there in case, you know, get hit by looks, though, of course. Got a 6-pounder gun covering up that eventuality, but still, that would be an idea. Mine's going down here to cover up the flank. Again, AustralianMagic, I feel it's also missing out an opportunity again to focus on here and try and dislodge here and again, then push up here quickly, because again, most of the defense is centered around here, so again, a sort of quick assault through here could easily, I think, cut off a lot of Jezerez's resources and territory. There goes 6-pounder gun reveals itself with a shot through the frontal armor. Double section hanging about there. Batter base, got no further take up there for him. Looks almost knocked out there. Bit of a loss. And we got Battle Group headquarters with field medics on the way there for AustralianMagic and the 111th Panzer Brigade. Second 6-pounder gun there for Jezerez, digging in hard. And we've got take up here as well, by the way. The company command post is up, ready to provide armor for the 52nd Infantry Division. And the rest of the forces gain the sections. Small moving up there with the Sturmgewehrs in hand. In this case, not what he's doing. I think he's trying to basically clear away the HGC to basically give him more clear field of fire, making it harder here for AustralianMagic to sort of sneak about. In the east, forces there being shot at by the Vickers here. Looks like he might finally decide to do something about that using the looks. Or he's going for artillery here. They like to see Propagandacaster. I mean, that's also an option. But a good move towards here, just parking away there. Then once the Vickers gets pushed our way, then move up with the infantry. In this case, it seems like he's overall too slow. And again, he just sort of parks up here in the front, where again, the 6-pounder gun doesn't really have to do a lot there. It's sort of a reposition to deal with it. Again, he should have taken a deeper flank here, gone up here, used the house then to prevent the anti-tank and from getting an easy shot at it, get a lot of damage in on the Vickers. Then once it runs, zoom in the infantry. In fact, keep them running here at the very edge. Actually, in fact, he would still do that without the looks, but again, pressuring him as for force where the Vickers would further again create pressure and again force him to draw away troops from elsewhere. Okay, now out there by for AustralianMagic, worried about vehicles and likes. Healing reinforcement, and still no sandbags here for the Vickers. Still feel that's a bit of a mistake there by not AustralianMagic, Jezerez, obviously. AustralianMagic's got nothing to do with that. Oi, Gary, build me some sandbags, you hand bastard. That's not really how things work. Right, he's creeping ahead here. That looks interesting. A bit rare you see someone actually sort of do it like that. But looks like he's sort of trying to spot ahead. This ensure doesn't get whacked by an anti-tank gun. Like his infantry shoots, they're firing in support. Though technically any infantry brigade, artillery, or Panzer Brigade would have been either through the Stukas of Fuzz or mortars. Generally in mortar half-tracks. I think some of the later ones had heavier mortars as well. Though not mounted in half-tracks. They never did mount it in a half-track, interestingly enough. I guess the mortar was just simply too big, and they were trying to create a bigger down, a more reinforced one for it, interestingly enough. That, I think, would have been pretty interesting. Sabs his section, there's the Volksgun is there. And there goes, sneak up the Kugelwagen. I mean, that can also work there for AustralianMagic. Meanwhile, Jezerez is going there for the Cromwell again. AustralianMagic, I would say, mildly failed to again sort of do more on these things, deny fuel there to Jezerez. On the other hand, it's not really hesitate doing that towards AustralianMagic. Looks there quickly dispersing the infantry. Is holding a nice position. There goes section in trouble. In fact, sections in trouble as looks to engages. I think he should try to sort of flank up and get behind, cut off the retreat path and sort of try and get a few chances there, wiping them, but instead engages head on. Cromwell moving up there, bursting through some logs there, and there he goes, shoots, misses, impressively enough. Looks they're forced to fall away. Kednev is being set up there to cover the retreat path, but in this case the Cromwell does not pursue. Worried he might stick his hands into something he shouldn't and lose it. Still, that's going to apply some pressure there to AustralianMagic. He's going to have to fix it. But at least he got the fuel here denied to Jezerez. And I don't think Jezerez is actually quite aware of it as of yet. But there you go, within range of the Vickers. He needs to just slightly bag away. Just a bit more. I mean, he's just parked right at the edge. And then they'd quickly hold it. So there we go. Oh, never mind. There you go. Better. And looks like that actually sort of causes Jezerez to slightly wake up there. Good lord! Jerry's harassed our fuel supply, the bastards. Maybe we should have watched, Sergeant. Shut up, Alf will hit you again. Sorry, Sergeant. Mine's going down there rapidly by the Sturm Pioneers. That's actually surprisingly fast they can do so. Most of that just maybe me. Anyways, more sappers on the way there for Jezerez. No doctrine yet from Australia. The Jezerez has gone here for mobile assault. Very popular, though he's not really going for much from the doctrine. I mean, we've seen no commandos. Certainly no advanced combat, which again, despite having plenty of sections which could take advantage of it, he's likely not to use because most players at the moment are just absolutely lazy. They don't bother experimenting, exploring abilities. Most likely he's going to end up just using it for the land matches and probably not even use it to its full extent. Again, there's a certain, I would say, laziness when it comes to the British in using a lot of their stuff. I mean, they just tend to use whatever's sort of most straightforward, and even then they'll neglect a lot of sort of abilities and sort of stuff they can actually do. It's sort of funny, man. I don't know. I think it highlights there's something a bit off there with the Brits, in a sense, when they can still, you know, perform reasonably well when they're, you know, neglecting a lot of what they can do. Anyway, section under fire from a lot of Fultz Grenadiers. Cromwell there being fixed. Sturm Pioneers charging 4 to cover from the Fultz Grenadiers. I think you should have moved the Fultz a bit ahead there, so level and draw some more fire before rushing in the Sturm Pioneers, instead leaving them to take a lot of the fire there. Could have been extra good there by AustralianMagic. Third truck out there for him. Kubak standing about. Also flanking against the sappers. There you go, sappers taking an awful lot of assault rifle fire there.
The enemy cut our supply line. Enemy
And of
threatening
course,
a capture
I mean,
point.
Jezerez overall has more success harassing AustralianMagic in part because he's not leaving machine gun to cover it at all times. And that's definitely one thing. Now, of course, AustralianMagic just really hasn't done a lot to try and harass Jezerez's fuel, which again, I think he could have done a lot more off. Jezerez running down, they're preparing for any attack there from AustralianMagic, and they're getting a sapper section. But taking hits there from the 6-pounder gun. Fultz will be beginning to go for a cut-off point, but again, he lacks something to deal with the Cromwell, so any assault here is going to be pretty short-lived unless he brings up some serious anti-tank. Spear, Panzer quarters being set up there finally for AustralianMagic. Mine's going down here as well for him. And Kuban being engaged by a sneaky section, close to Victory 2.
Supply is looking a bit squiffy. Line's been cut.
Up north, we've got Fultz versus a lot of sections plus sappers. That's definitely not a winnable engagement. He just needs to retreat here. So just pushing Empire. Oh, lost the Kuban. Cromwell rushed in, but he got a section return there. I'd definitely say a veteran section, as it was a veteran section, is definitely worth a lot more than a Kubelbag. So that's actually going to hurt Jezerez a bit there, to put it mildly. It's actually timing for the mid-game analysis in terms of damage. Jezerez hit kills wise, AustralianMagic is leading, though not by an awful lot. Army value wise, actually, that's also a bit worrisome, in fact, for Jezerez, since overall, well, he's actually bolstered the section, so I suppose it fits a bit more. But I'll also say again, AustralianMagic is always the one with the larger units, so really, that's a bit good there for him. Not so much for Jezerez. Army value-wise, Australians have been leading, but you can see again, thanks to the tanks, Jezerez has really sort of been closing in there. Resource float-wise, again, now he's actually floating a lot there. Got a lot of manpower doing nothing. That's really something there that AustralianMagic needs to look into. And in terms of points held, again, sort of a bit back and forth. They're very close, but now again, we can sort of see Jezerez slightly in control. The tank does give him a bit more. And again, AustralianMagic, I think, has been not too good at harassing, except that initial attempt there. And that's second with the Kubelwagen. I mean, there's been very little there overall. Certainly nothing too creative. I mean, the current situation for AustralianMagic, I think you need to get some armor to deal with the Cromwells and the likes there. I mean, a Panzer IV, maybe a Yak Panzer if he's feeling desperate, I think would be good choices. But also Oberzolan. I mean, he's got so much manpower. If your Oberzolan could work out well, or he could go for fortification. Say, get a howitzer out, just bombard away with some serious artillery there against Jezerez, clear out the anti-tank guns and the support weapons, then advance using infantry and anti-tank guns versus him. Or you suppose you could set up a Pack 43 somewhere. Luftwaffe with the Fallschirmjäger sort of harass and flank, for example, just pop them out here doing an assault, and then quickly get the Vickers, or maybe something like that. Could also work out, and of course, there's finally Scavenge. I mean, he's got plenty of options there, but he does need to choose a doctrine. I do think he needs to consider getting some armor, some kind of it, pretty soon. Also, he's got plenty of munitions, so a bunch of mines would also be appreciated. As for Jezerez, well, obviously he's got a lot of munitions. You know, get some weapon racks out, or at least lay down a bunch of mines. Of course, we actually got grenades unlocked for him, so obviously he wants to keep a stash for those. But otherwise, more tanks here for Jezerez. I think we're doing quite well. And maybe try and at least make an attempt using advanced cover combat, since it does overall boost the combat power even up, start of cover. So I mean, it's not exactly a half bad ability at all. Otherwise, maybe some commanders sort of cause a bit of havoc there all of a sudden for AustralianMagic as well. And I suppose land match as well. They should try and actually use the white phosphorus as well. Again, many players just absolutely ignore the white phosphorus, despite it being the more accurate barrage, which can actually also kill units, unlike most other white phosphorus abilities. Fun fact. And also needs to be a bit more creative about a tank, because again, he's sort of condensed AustralianMagic's force into smaller areas. It means it's going to be a bit tricky. It's going to require some more flanks from sort of different angles. It's a bit more chilly Again, land matches could then be good there, though again, you should try and then use white phosphorus to sort of hit some of the more specific units with it and sort of quickly bring them out in the fight. But let's return to the fight and see what happens here. In the north section, Sappers advancing. Cromwell pulling back. Some slight damage there, though we already got the Sappers on it. Good Lord, James, what have you been doing with this tank? Fighting Huns. Oh, right, win a war. Yes, well, what do you think we were doing? Oh, I don't know. Tea? Cricket? No, this isn't cricket, you idiot. There you go, looks again here, the Sappers in the west. Blasting away there with the autocannon. Veteran 2 there while they available, which does improve the rate of fire natural, meaning increased lethality versus the enemy. Fuel again cut off. AustralianMagic is doing surprising little to support it. They've got an MG34 here, which you could try and set up around here, sort of defend it. Until if I rain down, they got the Cromwell rushing forwards there, exploding through the terrain. And there we go. We've got a Kidnappers not set up quite fully to sort of support those who are still trying to get out of here. Same time push for the centre, but that's obviously not going to work out very well there for the Storm Pioneers.
Land mattress artillery on the way.
And he got a land mattress out.
Go.
It's sort of funny how some players will just go for Doctrine simply for one ability. Generally, that's never something I can recommend. You'll even see again higher ranked players just go for Doctrine simply for a single thing like a Tiger on IS-2 or the Pershing. They'll just ignore every other ability despite them being pretty damn useful as well. It's sort of a intellectual laziness, if you will. MB34, they're going with fuel point, also defending it. Although you got the land matches out here, which is, I think, a weapon-based sort of more naval weapon. Sort of find death charges or something like that, and they went sort of like make or something else like that. Just went though for a more sort of land-based version as well, hence land mattress, because it's basically meant for the sea first. Infrared half-taking away there for AustralianMagic. It's pretty rare you see those, but AustralianMagic is nonetheless going for one. For a bit of reconnaissance there in a sort of more passive sense, just able to see things that way. Also a lot less risky. Getting up sneaking about, they need to be careful. Cromwell needing repairs. He's not really bringing up more armor. I mean, he can easily go for another Cromwell at this point, just to try and hammer harder at AustralianMagic once he's got the land matches out. But again, white phosphorus, again, he's got plenty of munitions. It's not like, he's got no munitions to use for it either, but again, it's pretty handy. Much more accurate. And there you go, we got the Uhu, or Owl, sort of lighting up there. It's infrared project searchlight there, just looking all over the place here. Fire there against the 6-pounder there. It's gone double light infantry guns using the infantry searchlight after there to sort of search out targets with. That's definitely one way of doing it as well. Bit rare to see, but that's definitely decent combo there he's got going. There we go, the Kedmaps then advancing under cover here of the infantry rounds, still rushing into a lot of suppressive fire. There we got the Vickers. And this time he's actually prepared sandbags for it. Splendid. There we go, we got the land matches firing here, close quarters. Causing a complete halt there to AustralianMagic's assault. Only getting one kill though. Swinging the way back, looks under fire there. He can soon go for a Yak Punch if he wants to. Interesting enough, Jezerez is not getting any more armor though. He's got plenty of resources. So again, Cromwell's Centaur could at the moment actually be quite effective. Just the Firefly could try and take up, go for Churchill, or Hammer, and a Comet. Just seems like Jezerez isn't really thinking much. And again, he's floating so many munitions. So many munitions. Which again can also be sadly common among some higher ranking players. I mean, you've seen that before. MD-34 covering up there. The Kellenwerf's creeping ahead. The Kellenwerf sitting up there, going unleashing hell on the Cromwell, again using the inflict searchlight. Ah, he hit the ground again. Ludwig, let you learn to shoot. Meanwhile, in the West, we're going to engage, we're going on MD-34 remains here. They're going, he might want to set up a sandbag to cover that one as well in case Jezerez actually brings out a Bren gun force, in which case he could in theory engage it head on and clear it up before it gets to press anything. But again, thankfully for AustralianMagic, again, Jezerez seems to be absolutely rubbish at expending munitions, so in that matter, again, upgrading his infantry. I mean, he needs to get so many Bren guns out, it's ridiculous. We do see he's finally gone for something, at least the company command post. As for AustralianMagic, well, not company command post, I mean hammer tactics. You all know he's gone for the company command post, it's bloody there. It was the hammer tactics that's sort of the new development. Damn it. As for AustralianMagic, is he planning for a Panther? Maybe? And still, he could easily have gone, for some orbital gun. I mean, there's a lot of, again, just, oh, we got finally a doctrine. It is fortification here for AustralianMagic. It is fortification. 1 and 11th Panzer Brigade digging in, it would seem. As for these two, these were generally sort of meant to be replaced by sort of more modern weapons in 1944. Like the Pack 50 was sort of like a, well, Pack 40, just sort of also more designed to sort of fire artillery, sort of shoulder range. It could also work as an anti-tank gun, and also one sort of based on the Pack 37. Oh, hits a mine there, damage engine. Eventually two here. As to fall back, thankfully it seems like none of the anti-tank was quite nearby to really do a lot of damage. Unit wiping the center, there we go, flamethrower drop. Sadly the Fult's gun is once upgraded, cannot pick up weapons. We've got a Pack 43 up here for AustralianMagic, we've got an infantry assault going up here with big support there. Land matches firing, regular barrage, again white phosphorus doesn't seem to enter Jezerez vocabulary. There we go, units all here with the MD-34 on the west side with the support from the Fult's gun to this squad. Pack 43 they're almost done. Luke's joining in as well to engage in the west. Good work. They need to allow it to shoot at the enemy. No, still no free fire there. Can't we just, shoot and say the sword we heard the order? 9. We have to not shoot at them. But why did the orders over here say? I don't know. We're not here to question orders, we're just here to execute them. And we got comment on the way for Jezerez. I don't think he even finished the Pack 43. It seems like AustralianMagic is sort of executing a lot of half-baked things at the moment. Just sort of caught up in things here. Turning again on the Vickers. Oh, wiped it. There you go. Cromwell's not here, but the Kellenwerfers. Need to pull it back, Jezerez, into the base. Oh dear, he's popping the vehicle crew repairs ability. That's, I think, pretty risky in its current state. Still not finishing it, that Pack 43 there. Which was also, by the way, so there was actually a field cannon version of that one known as the Feldkanone 44, which could also then fire at artillery. Fun fact. Whoa, searing artillery, there goes off, active wipes the section. That's less RNG when the ability is specifically about shooting stuff very accurately, particularly a lot of artillery things stay longer, so I don't know. I'd rather hate to see the also considers RNG, the wife leading him because he neglected it. I don't know, I mean that's just basically his own damn fault. They should have just retreated. Oh wow, me staying around in the radius of an artillery ability, my units got wiped. What a surprise. Should never happen. And that's not why you call in artillery to destroy things. Anyways, fixing up the Comet there.
Ready for orders.
Still not fixing up the Pack 43. And this note, by the way, was the early model when they had to sort of use the mounting for the howitzer because the real one wasn't ready yet, which is basically sort of a bit like the Flax was sort of a cruciform mount within it has sort of 360 swivel capability. Little fun fact there. I'm surprised he hasn't brought up any kind of armor, but I think at this point he's just playing for the King Tiger. Comet is not really seeing a lot of action despite being there, you know. I mean, it is a big tank with a big gun. A lot of abilities.
Mortars are ready to create smoke
And again, his artillery usage here with the land matches does seem pretty weak. AustralianMagic, they're pushing back against Jezerez.
Ready on this Comet.
Pack 43, they're finally good to go. Took him long enough. Moving in the west here, moving in the centre. Not really even moving in the east, though, the because that's banned that place though entirely. Artillery on the 6-pounder gun. Moving on to Kedmev as they keep the Pack 43 sent around into over to catch the Cromwell. Unit wipe a bit of a loss there for the German army, should consider replacing them with the Obersoldaten. Cumbering up here in the west. King Tiger out. Folks are retreating. So there we go. Big heavy tank there. Go Cromwell flanking away. They need to send the Pack 43 to deal with it. Not Cromwell Comet. There we go. Cromwell then moves in. Oh dear. Oh dear. I don't think he knows about it, but he certainly know about it soon enough. And there you go. Shoots. Good hit there from the Pack 43. 88mm high velocity gun. Almost got it there. Almost one more hit. Looks moving in there to spot for it. But Pack 43 misses. I think it was attacking ground there. Oh well. Close but no cigar there. Still got Veteran 1 close to Veteran 2, which means increased rate of fire and better accuracy. I'm not entirely sure here what AustralianMagic is intending to do. I think he's trying to knock out the Comet with the Lux. I don't know what kind of books he's been reading, but I'm guessing it's sort of, you know, children's book, you know. Thomas the Tank Engine and Lucas, the little Lux that could. Problem is, this isn't a children's book, and the Lux can't knock out a Comet from the front. So yeah. I'm afraid AustralianMagic was betrayed by his children's books. I'm sure that was a dark moment for him, and he shortly afterwards was to learn that Santa Claus wasn't real. Spoiler alert. I was supposed to say that before saying he wasn't real, right? Anyways. Land matches firing away there. Königstiger advancing for Deutschland, firing away a high explosive shell and not really hitting the target. Really not very effective artillery firing. I mean, if you're at least trying to silence that one, again, you should use white phosphorus. Again, white phosphorus would pretty much kill it because, again, the white phosphorus can kill, and it's really accurate. But then attacked in, knocked it out, and all that. But seems like Jezerez, again, is sort of hit by that complete sort of mental laziness or rot there that sort of hit the British faction as a whole, where, again, they just don't use a lot of this stuff handed to them. Again, they'll just use one ability here, another ability here, and they'll never sort of use it to the full extent. I mean, there's just an absolute laziness there going on. It's quite depressing to see at times. Car moving up there. Vickers section there standing about. AustralianMagic is not really trying to push it either. I think he could try more there in that department, to be honest. And still, he would benefit from some Obersoldaten. Gold target is spotted. Engagement is going to need some support over there. We go. Light infantry guns turning back to deal with those Tommies. Guessing the Vic is going to find herself the target here of a lot of the light infantry guns.
Ready to carry out emergency vehicle repairs.
So many munitions, come on Jezerez, get some Bren guns, do something with it, for heaven's sake. You're not preparing for the invasion of Russia. There we go, Cromwell straight in front there. No, he knew the Pack 43 was there, so I don't know what he was thinking. Now he's just throwing away the Cromwell. And ace Cromwell at that, really. A hero of the Empire. Search half-track needs to fall back there. 251-20 needs to get out of there. Pack 43. Oh, target weak point. Oh yeah, that one doesn't actually work on the Pack 43, at least not the Ober Commander Best one. It's bugged. Unfortunately. Still making an effort there, closing in on Vetchify on that Pack 43 though, which means an even higher rate of fire, plasma accuracy. Still, that comment is almost dead there. AustralianMagic though seems to sort of suffer from town vision as well. He's not again trying to outmaneuver, outflank his opponent. I mean, he's got him under a lot of pressure. He's just not really utilising it though. He's at least called up some mobile Soldaten. That's something. Quick hit down the Vickers there by the King Tiger. Land match fine, there we go, getting the infrared half track. 6-pounder gun lands, several hits there penetrating through the King Tiger's thick slope frontal armour. And Comet there halfway done for King and Country. Bit of chili fire there, folks, if somebody's running straight out, incendiary grenading it. Pretty bold. Grenade off, then the Orbison quickly forcing retreat there.
There's a Comet tank ready to go.
Comet out there for Jezerez.
Comet tank ready and waiting.
And self-repair is being enacted.
Comet ready to move out. Comet crew awaiting new orders.
Pretty quiet here. He will
The new
definitely benefit
engineer
from
section is waiting
more
for orders.
orbital data, and again trying to sort of hit some other points. Besides just the center one. Again, harass more, flank more. Force Jezerez to spread out its defenses rather than just allowing to just clump it all together there. It's not exactly the acme of strategy there that's being employed here by AustralianMagic though, neither Jezerez. Again, late game tunnel vision, it's very common, sadly, in most players, even the higher ranked ones. They'll just sort of get completely caught up in a single point and they won't, try and outmaneuver their opponents. Despite there maybe, being plenty of obvious advantages for it. Pack for the future about to support the King Tiger. Isn't though. King Tiger takes little hits there. Down to half elf already there. Numerous penetrating hits. Pack 43 still not turning here. There we go. Took Australian that a bit of time. Oh dear, he's just rushing in there. It's right in the Panther's range of the false gun. His Pack 40 setting up. There you go. Shot again. There we go. Comet down, not entirely sure what he's expecting there.
Swine's just knocked out a vehicle.
And there you go. That looks like he just gives up. Game over. GG. Certainly if he'd kept up with those attack tactics, obviously would have lost out to the Pack 43. I mean, overall here though, AustralianMagic started up, but again there were some issues there. Then he was sort of got a bit on the back foot there. He could have flanked more, he could have harassed more, I think, there against Jezerez. But overall, sort of game, he sort of hit on to something that sort of worked. But again, even then, flanking harassment there, I think, was quite viable. And he could have done more with his doctrine as well. I mean, overall, could have chosen it sooner, laid down some mines, had a Pack 43 out sooner, maybe a Pack Howitzer as well. And he could also done, I think, more rather than just go for the King Tiger. And really, there's a lot that could be improved by AustralianMagic. For Jezerez, again, initially sort of good, but again, as the game progressed, Tunnel Vision also failed to really make any use of his doctrine besides these two abilities, really just the laziest there. Didn't even use the White Phosphor again. He could easily have silenced the Pack 43 with it. I mean, there's just no attempts there, so he's just trying to counter the different elements. There's no real counterplay there from Jezerez, so and that's definitely something to improve on. Plus, of course, spending the bloody munitions, mines, Bren guns, whatever. Plus, even trying to use some of the abilities again. He just, done more. He probably could have won this, but again, Jezerez just seems to be sort of lazy and doesn't really want to make the effort except just complain about RNG and then leave it at that. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. Hope you learned something from it, because I think that's really what this match is about, learning something. If you can subscribe, like, share, and of course comment on it. And this is Imperial Ding signing off for today, and of course see you tomorrow for another exciting Propagandacast. Cheers.